6.
Well, sorry viewers, I only just noticed that the wireless mic connection was not on, so I better run you through that all again. Welcome. More live Skittles. It's Bestsellers 2 versus Lads Night Out. We've got Norman now, #1 for Bestsellers. We'll let Norman throw a couple of balls, and then we'll talk you through the teams for this evening. Oh, close miss on the kingpin from Norman. Matt went first for Lads Night Out, and he scored 5. Three for Norman. So Bestsellers 2 are the home team. It's Norman, Tony, Alex, Robert, John, and they've been unable to provide a 6th player this evening, so another is making an appearance in the anchor leg. For Lads Night Out, it's Matt, who scored 5 in his first throw, followed by Ben, who's moving up to the throw line now. Young Albert, who's also sticking up for Bestsellers. Tom, Brian, and skipper Alan is bringing up the anchor leg. Now, Ben.
Officially, I'm a substitute in for Alex tonight, aren't I? Has to be said. Officially.
Super sub. Now, Ben hasn't played for a little while.
No, I mean, this may be the 3rd time he's troubled the alley this season, I'm going to say. Perhaps we might describe his work so far as inauspicious, I think. But let's see what we're going tonight. There we go. Hey!
I think that's an acceptable result for someone who's off.
Big crew down here tonight, isn't it?
So, Lads Night Out rather rubbing in the fact that Bestsellers could only produce 5 by having most of their squad appear.
We've got, in case of injury, we've got 3 subs.
With 3 subs are available. Now this is Tony.
Season celebration.
Tony for Bestsellers with a little miss on the first ball.
Actually, if you look at the doodle for Monday's game, about 13 of us couldn't come down.
Oh, unlucky. Derek, very much the right idea for Tony, but unfortunately, he's also only scored 3. Very poor start for the Bestsellers.
Tom's still got his coat on there. Why? It's not fully relaxed.
I believe it's more of an intermediate layer than an outer layer. So, young Albert, youngest member of the Lads Night Out squad, and doing well. He's back on the floral print knitwear, which has always been lucky for him. He's been riding very high in the averages. Wayward first ball.
It's a loosener, very much a loosener, I'd say.
So he knows where the edges are now.
He still knows where the edges are.
He still knows where that edge is, and he's quite liking it.
Maybe a little too much on the side. There we go. That's it.
And if you're gonna
2 little sighters.
if you're gonna pick up on your final one, that's the way to do it. A lovely 6 from Albert, currently the highest scorer of his team. Very confusing round. Now.
No.
Just hand you
He's
over.
getting some other ones, so you're going to just have to give up on your tab.
Oh, for goodness sakes.
You've got about 9 beers, haven't you?
We arrived.
That many of us now.
We arrived a bit too early, and there's very much confusion over whose round is which. But anyway,
I think your round is done.
let's watch Alex bowl.
I'm saying.
Now then, that was very close.
Up to the nines tonight, aren't you? Let's be honest.
Now there's a good lie here for Alex for this final ball. Now then. Oh, unlucky not to push another one. It's a good 6. She's equalled the score of the first 2 players combined for her team, so
Sitting on a little 4-point lead there.
So after the first 3 have thrown for both teams, it's 12 pins to Bestsellers 2, 16 the lads' night out. Tom Morgan now in at number 4.
Up against Rob Wadsworth. Unusual, you see. Normally, Matt O'Brien would be against him. Big hit. Straight full in the face.
Very.
To be said there.
He smacks the kingpin square between the eyes there. Well, there's still an 8 here. An 8 for the taking. Oh, unlucky. Unlucky. Lads' night out. 5, 5, 6, and 6. Next up for bestsellers, Rob Wadsworth. His father John just whistling him back from the bar where he'd become distracted by beverages.
He's gone very short tonight, hasn't he? On the skull.
Ben, have you had your beer yet?
All right, Mark. Martin's here as well. Martin's here as well.
Oh my word! Good evening. Yet somebody 5 subs, is it, or something? I've lost track.
That's another team here. This is good. I tell you what, the killer's looking exciting for later, isn't it? To be honest.
Rob Wadsworth there, another full-on kingpin hit, but not quite as decisive as Tom Morgan's. He's left 1 extra.
Similar positions.
Now only really a 7 on here though.
Yeah, I think he'll take a 7.
You'd expect him to take a 7.
2 on the left here, as we look at them on
On the viewer's right.
On the viewer's right. But he's found the gap.
By the way, good evening to you, viewer. 5 only scored. Wow.
Comfort, I'd describe it as 5 pins to the good news.
After 4th thrown from both, 17 pins to the bestsellers.
As you said, despite
22.
my run of losing tosses, I mean, our record in 2020, as we know, is pretty solid, isn't it? It's solid.
We've had an excellent 2020, as we said.
Hello.
Right, up now for the lads, it's Brian Archer in his very comfortable number 5 position, but unfortunately he's whizzed that straight through the gap. A fortunate extra there for that pin closest to you, viewer. Still, King is available with a nice angle.
We'll find it.
He didn't want it. Oh, 4 scored there. A fine in the lads' night out punishment system, and the lowest score of the evening so far.
Not a good start to the evening.
What's wrong with you, Brian?
I've had a bit of a twingy back since Monday, but I thought it was better actually.
But Brian, it's Wednesday.
You're injured. I mean, it's okay. I think I was just shite.
So the truth outs eventually. Now, John Wadsworth here, Wadsworth Senior.
There you go, you can have your 80p back.
Well, I was about to say, can he punish the Archer slack performance, but that's not the start he'd be hoping for.
Just got to check on the fees, because I'm confused at how many we've got, unless Albert has very unusually actually paid his fees, which he almost never does.
You could go and ask him.
No, I will do.
Or maybe we send one of the many substitutes down to ask him. Now then.
Albert was there on the ball there, though.
That's a good
Over-eager.
good pick up. Oh, well played, John. Unlucky not to get an extra one there. 7 scored. He's the top scorer for his side. Now, the way the AN other works is that the first placed thrower then takes AN other. In leg 2, the second person then becomes AN other, and so on. Alan Pointer, the skipper for Lads Night Out, the left-hander, wearing the lucky Mr. Big Hands t-shirt. Nice first ball. Kingpin still available with a lovely angle. The leg's pretty much in the bag. 26 pins already for Lads Night Out, plus these. Takes the back 2 beautifully. Now then, there's a clearance definitely on here. Oh, unlucky. He'll take the 7 though, top scorer for the evening. 33 pins to the lads.
Norman needs a 9 for the draw, 10 for the
What you having?
What's the line?
9 for the draw required, 10 for the win. So Norm is playing Mr. A Another. Norm's coming off a 3 in his own leg, so he'll be looking to better that. Oh, the trick shot. It's impressive, but it doesn't give many points.
The draw is ours on this leg here at this stage. Now, I mean, he's left himself work really to. It's a very difficult 9.
I'd almost be verging on impossible.
He can hit an 8, which would be excellent.
Well played. Well played. Do you know what? This happens quite a lot, doesn't it? Your own go is a little bit below par, and then you're up to be A Another, and you suddenly unleash a bit of a great performance, and it's because it doesn't count towards your averages, which is... So, the lads take the first leg, 33 pins to 32. First bloods, the lad's not out. 2 points to 0 at the end of the first leg. So, leg 2. Norman to throw first. Oh, very good. 5 with his first ball. Leaves the diamond cluster.
The old 6 balls all together. Sometimes it's great, isn't it? Because you get in the zone there and you think, I know what I'm doing here. He's had a great 3 balls. He's got another 3 put down. You'd know it as a lead out, Newts. It's happened to you, isn't it? Where you get to do that as A Another. It's interesting.
This is the thing, yeah. When you're the lead out team member, you get the if you've had a good A Another.
Yeah.
But of course, what's happened here is exactly what happens. So Norm's proper go, as it were, in the first leg was a bit poor. He put in the team leading performance in as A Another, and then he's actually probably be disappointed with the 6. It's
dangerous night, isn't it, tonight? I think with the first 4-point jug coming out, where it's 9:15. It's
Some of us are preloaded as well.
I actually feel like I might need a wee.
Oh, steady.
I don't normally like to get involved.
Now, Matthew would have been looking to better a 5, but he's put himself under pressure to beat his leg 1 score.
From that so far.
He's
He's really scratching around for form at the moment now, isn't he? Like a few of us, like myself, indeed.
Should I have let him have my turn? I mean, that's going to be the question.
It's been great, isn't it, in the last few games? But I mean, our concern, as you know, was the heaviness of your preloads tonight.
Perhaps
you preloaded.
I know, but I think maybe Matthew's problem is he's not used to going in the lofty heights of the number 1.
At his request, Newts, at his request tonight.
Tony now for best serves. What a great first ball.
They're hammering down on their advantage here.
Lovely second ball. He'll be disappointed not to get at least one more hit, but there is an angle here for the clearance.
It's looking good. He's got the 1.
Oh, well played. Well played, Tony. That's what we like to see. Going from a 3 all the way to the dizzy heights of an 8. Really put the pressure on now.
I'm going to have a little dribbly.
I'll have to score. I'll have to multitask. It's all gone on. So, 14 pins after 2 for bestsellers. Ben needs 10 just for the parity. Not going to get it with throws like that. And certainly isn't with throws like that now. A lot of pressure on himself now. He's looking a bit flustered. Better delivery. Beautiful. Wow, what a pickup. What a pickup. 6 pins. He's beaten his first leg score with 1 ball. If you're going to have a pickup, that's the way to do it. Matthew, how are you feeling going out at number 1? Not a usual position for you, Matt from Lads Night Out here.
Number 1 I've enjoyed in the past, but I think it's probably definitely your place, Simon. I'm not really carrying on any form into...
The last few games you've been a little under par.
Yes, I think I'm feeling a bit, what's that famous slogan of Nike, just do it? I think I'm overthinking a bit, yes.
Sure it's not COVID-19, you're not a bit...
I hope I'm not struck down that just yet, although my luck will be I will get it.
Well, especially after coming to a large-scale public event like a live Skittles match when there were so many people here.
Especially with the balls,
Alex, we must mention Alex for bestsellers. She has yet again balled out another 6. The most consistent player for them this evening. Solid. I know. Sorry, Sorry, the crowd has arrived. Both Amy and Dave. They're both here. The crowd. No. What happened was because we arrived so early, I switched on the transmitter, and then it went. Well, I'm not connected to anything. I timed out, and I only noticed my flashing blue light after a shot. And it was lovely because you missed 2 really nice jokes, a fantastic kind of summary of the whole season. But never mind. Anyway, it's now Albert for Lads Night Out. Oh, unlucky. Nice of the crowd to come and say hello, both of them. Albert. Oh, Albert's just teased those middle pins apart to avoid the fine. 5 pins. So, Lads Night Out with lots to do here. After 3 have thrown, it's 15 pins to Lads Night Out, 20 to Bestsellers 2. Next up, it's Rob Wadsworth for the Sellers.
How much have you actually extracted so far?
Sporting a freshly shaved Barnet and a Liverpool football shirt. What can he do? 3 per ball, although he's still disappointed. He's coming off a 5, which for him is a low score.
Have you disappointed thus far? I can report full availability of soap in the gentleman's.
Toilet paper?
At least 2 metres away from the other guy in there. Just
toilet paper situation?
I didn't go that far. I remained at the urinals.
Oh, well played, Rob. More like the sort of scores we'd expect with an 8. Really putting the pressure on the lads now. Tom Morgan with work to do.
28.
15. Yeah.
Need a big go from Morgan here, don't we?
13 required for parity. Now goodness me, he's taking a huge run
He
up.
likes a long run.
Beautiful, smooth lay down on the alley.
Tremendous.
Excellent start.
Here. Not easy. The clearance. It is possible.
Now the 13 is quite tricky.
Yeah, the 13 is difficult. I'd say a 7 or an 8 you'd be very much happy with. The 6 perhaps disappointed.
I think he'll be disappointed with the 6, although again, consistent. 2 6s. Just going to pour myself a commentator's beverage. Sadly, I have to report no guest ale this evening. We've been forced to drink Sharp's Doom Bar, which...
I might only have this last one in my use, and then I might have to switch.
Got to the Guinness.
Yeah, but you can't get a 4-pint jug of Guinness. Look at that.
Oh, it's a short measure for you. I'm terribly sorry there.
That's a good first ball from John there. I really think they're doubling down on the advantage in this leg, Newts, and we are little boys lost here in leg 2, I've got to say.
But that reflects beautifully the consistent inconsistency that is Lads Night Out performance.
So yeah, I mean, but you know,
Often
not
that
had a
we've
bad
started
leg.
beautifully,
Bad
collapsed,
leg.
come back.
They've had a great leg, haven't they? I mean, let's be honest.
Very strong, great 7.
35 pins. 35
And again,
pins.
Alex
Really
and
good.
John, super consistent. 6 and 6 from Alex, 7 and 7 from John. And some of the guys who underperformed in leg 1, they've pulled it out of the bag in leg 2. Strong performance. Now, Brian Archer coming off a 4.
They've got a lot more than.
He'll want to now lay that 4 to rest. 3 per ball. I mean, we'll take a 9.
Yeah, I think. I mean, it won't get us back in the leg, but it'd be just nice for us to.
Oh, he tried the trick shot, middle pin, but it just rattled it.
Seemed enough time to take that on, Utes. I've got to say, for me, he has hit the kingpin.
Oh, rolled through. You would have seen that to your left, viewer, as that pin over-ended itself. It didn't take anything else out en route.
Yeah. I mean, the leg's away now.
Out the fine zone, at least for Brian this time. The leg is well and truly lost. Now, of course, another for leg 2 is Tony again. Now he's coming off a fantastic 8 in his true go.
Plus these, aren't we? So as Norman strikes a pin, we're in spare territory. So
There's the pin strike. Unlucky with only 2, I thought.
well, yeah. That first ball. Is there another couple there? He's wobbled 2.
He wobbled 3 and only not done 2. He'll be disappointed with 4, but of course it doesn't count for his own personal statistics, that 4. It's another. 39
He'll be
pins.
largely indifferent to it. Put us into a position where
7 pins up on the first leg score. 39 for the best sellers. Currently 26 for Lads Night Out. 13 spare for the draw, 14 to win. What can the skipper do? Well, it's going to be very tricky now. He basically needs to knock them all down with this ball, otherwise it's game over in terms of second leg. He'll just want to collect a few more for his personal average. 7 in the first leg. He'll be disappointed with anything less than a 6. Oh, a 5 it is. Slightly commentator curse there. 31 pins to Lads Night Out to 39. So after 2 legs, it's all square.
a whisker away from the question.
After 2 legs, it's all square at 2 points each. Now, leg 3 is the beer leg. For those of you who haven't been following live Skittles as part of your new evening routine, the beer leg is very simple. You have to beat your opponent, and if you do, they have to buy you a drink. If you lose to your opponent, you've got to buy them a drink. Because Lads Night Out were put into bat first. They have to lead off in the beer leg, so Matt now. He's coming off a 5 and a 4, only 9 in 2 legs.
It's not the map we know.
And again,
It's the map we might have to get to know, Newt. I'm a little bit concerned.
it's not like him to whistle through 3 times.
Yeah. This is the beer leg. I mean, has anyone mentioned this to him? I don't know. I mean, presumably he knows. He's in this unfamiliar top spot, but as I say, at his request. I don't know what else we could have done here.
Goodness. Oh my goodness. He's going backwards. 5, 4, 3.
No real comment.
No, it's very much.
Money in here now. How how's this all worked?
I only took out 8.
Okay.
Because I wanted to.
So 3 pins there.
Okay, yeah.
Norman,
I can always.
not much to do to get a free drink. And there it is. The drink's been won.
Yeah.
Matt, you might as well get yourself up to the bar already. He's done it in 1 ball.
Yeah, well, we'll see what he wants. Shall I see
Pint
what
of
he
creme de menthe. Snake biting black for Norman, I think.
It could be. Yeah, he was on about the no guest staying earlier, so I guess he might be on the Doom bar.
Wow. Comprehensive defeat. 8 pins for Norman. Norman actually, if you look at his throws, he scored a 3 as himself.
We're just going to have to change.
He then scored an 8 as another, then a 6 as himself, and now an 8. He's on a roll. Matt, unfortunately not.
When you go up to the bar, do you want to just change that for then we can.
Next up for the lads, it's Ben Govan. Not looking happy at the prospect of being nudged by the commentator that it's his go.
Ben, what you mean you don't think he wanted his go?
Well, he just didn't. He was in the middle of a nice conversation. I don't think he was particularly pleased to have to end it to come and have a game of Skittles.
Well, I mean, who said golf is a good walk spoiled? Is this a similar thing? I don't know.
Skittles is a good chat.
Chat ruined by some shit sport.
Oh dear.
He failed to drag himself across the alley then. He just needs to find the king here. Where are we going? He's gone to what? He's done the massive over adjust.
He's done a Brett.
He's had a great start, Ben, for him.
He's done a Brett. 2 pins. Lowest score of the game.
So it looks like there's going to be another leg. I'd say this leg's on its way south.
Rallying. You need a rally cry or something.
Brian, but it doesn't seem to be doing anything wrong.
Have you not brought your pom-poms?
I'm wearing, I mean...
Right. Here's Tony. He needs only 3 to get his beer, and funny enough...
He's got his beer.
He's got his beer in the one again. But he's greedy for more. He doesn't just want a beer, he wants to get a good score. So far,
he's disappeared to the bar somewhat prematurely here. He might as well check out what Tony requires.
Lovely work from Tony.
So we just remind Ben he's got to go and get him a hat. Yeah, we're knackered in this.
In leg 3, after 2 have thrown. 16 pins for bestsellers. 5 for Lads Night Out. Now then, can young Albert, youngest member of the squad at only 16 tender years, can he actually turn things around and throw down a big score?
That's a bit of repeating etiquette reminder.
Oh, rattled
we've
one.
definitely lost this leg. Is anyone going to win a fucking beer?
Oh, you're not a bit premature.
At least I'm not really going up against anyone.
Even Albert's lost it.
Are we going for low leg? Are we going low ball?
We might. Let's have a look. Oh my goodness me. So far it's been 3 pins for the first man, 2 and then 1. We might be going for the lowest leg record for Lads Night Out here.
Check the stats on this season.
Alex needs 2 for the beer, and she's one of the more consistent players for bestsellers with 2 6s. She's got a game face on. First ball. Well, smashes it through, and she's left the kingpin as well. Left the kingpin. Insult to injury.
Yeah, as we said, Alex, this is a good performance.
This is a good performance, very consistent, and here she goes as well. 1 pin away from just 3 6s. Here she goes. There it is.
She's scored as many as we have.
She's on track for a par game, 30.
Par that we might dream of.
Well, the Lads Night Out par is a bit less, but the standard par. So, we have lost. Lads Night Out have lost their first 3 beer legs.
lost track of where
they've
all
just
the
lost
money
them by a
is.
massive margin. So now it's Tom Morgan to try and regain some dignity for the lads. 3 per ball. 3 per ball will do it.
Lucky to get away with 3 there, isn't he? As we said.
Yeah, but we need some luck.
Well, I think
We've got no talent, so we need luck.
let's see what Tom can do.
Oh, whistled through the gap. Now then, pressure shot here.
Well, he needs as many as he can get here for just for joy. 6.
All right, Mr.
Doubled our score.
He's Mr. Consistency on the team so far. 6-6-6.
Lowest leg in this league this season, 20 from the Royal Albrights. Just
In the division or the league?
that's in the division. I think there is a lower leg in Div 2. It might be a 17. I'm going to say.
So we're sailing quite close to nabbing that.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at mine and Brian's average, we're going to just about squeak over that low leg.
Wow.
On the game so far. But,
Rob Wadsworth up next for bestsellers. Solid first ball. After
not to take that wide one, is he?
Yeah, for him a low 5 in leg 1. He's coming off an 8 in leg 2, and he looks like he's
He's not got the
determined.
beer yet. Has he?
He hasn't.
He's prematurely gone for his wallet there, I'd say.
Now he's got it.
And now he's got it. Just wait for the time. That's all I'm saying. It's no wonder they charge a bit less for the 4-pint jug in here, News. I mean, you never get 4 pints here.
Seven for Rob there. Taking the beer from Tom.
It's enough for the beer, isn't it? Well, just a sort of a middling start that won us a leg has been followed by basically a bag of shite, News. I'm going to say. Really, it's quite dreadful.
I'll just have to explain that for the viewer. That's an old skittling term, bag o' shite. It basically means that you've all performed rather less than the skipper's expectation that evening. Now then, Brian coming off for him a very low 9 in 2. Can he warm up for the beer leg? First ball. Lovely ball.
Classic Archer there.
That's a classic Brian ball. He just needs to hold his nerve now for ball 2.
It's a very difficult clearance here, but
Very close. Same shot again, do we think?
yeah, he's got to go for those. He's got to go for the cluster of 3 there, hasn't he? He's got to find that little mini centre pin. He's gone wide. Interesting.
That is his best score of the evening, though, 4.56. At least he's given John something he's waiting for, though. John coming off 2 7s. He just has to continue in that vein to take the beer. But
I know from bitter experience, it's quite hard to win a beer off Mr. Wadsworth Senior or Junior, for that matter. I think.
yeah, as both of them have shown, apart from Rob's leg 1 score, 8s and 7s all round. Now then, and considering he's a marvellous return from injury as well for John. I think at one point, he was thinking his skittling days were over. No more.
No. He's left himself. I guess. I mean, the thing is, he knows where they all are, doesn't he? He knows all the lies. He knows all the shots. So, I mean, I'm going to fully expect. I didn't realise we've gone double jump here.
He works the angles. Does
He's hit the 6. He's safe. Can he take what he needs? I mean, there's a possible 9 here with a little bit of cheek and dip and swerve, isn't there? But he just takes the 1. That's all he needs.
just to rub it in? He's on 777. Why go? He's obviously remembered he's got to save himself to be AN other in the last leg. You see, so
Let's go and check with Matt whether he changed that table. Just took it away. It belonged. Matt, did you change that table?
So Alan,
Is it my go?
Alan the skipper needs to try and. I mean, the leg's gone. It's 18 pins to lads not out, 34 to the bestsellers. Unless it's miracles happen, the lads have lost the beer leg. Both individually and as a team, I think. So far, no one has won their beer leg for lads not out. It's a whitewash. 4 for Alan in the first. Cheeky one. He's got that diamond. We've seen that little diamond cluster a lot this evening. He's staying close to the radiator side. No, it's gone straight through. 5 scored for Alan.
At least I get a free beer leg because I don't think I've got an opponent.
I think it's Alex. Alex up now to throw his A another. She's been super consistent.
You don't have to, as an A another, I don't have to buy her another one.
Yeah, but I was just saying to the viewer that Lads Night Out have lost individually and corporately have lost the beer leg. Now,
all over the place. What's that, 17?
Alex just needs to continue with her lovely 6s to make it the complete package. Just the 2 for the first one.
Okay, is that what we were expecting? Yeah, cool.
Another 2. Now then, this lie is not particularly favourable. Some very straight.
Straight here.
She's got the 6. Got the 6 again. Not against her own score, but 6 is her score. 42 pins to 23. That's what you call a tonking.
Yeah.
A whitewash.
It's exactly like my game last time.
An embarrassing stuffing.
I'm going to go and check on the etiquette of A another.
So, after 3 of the 5 legs, 4 points to the bestsellers, 2 points to the Lads Night Out. We start again with Norman for bestsellers. What a lovely kingpin strike, Norman. 6 with 1 ball, and this is a very favourable lie for a full clearance here. Possibly a spare. Let's see what he can do. No. Always difficult to just hold your nerve when you can see golden possibilities. Oh, well played. That was so close to being the full deck, but that's 2 8s on the trot for Norman. Well played indeed. Now Matthew for Lads Night Out. Started with a 5, then went to a 4, then a 3. We really don't want to see the 2. We're not a fan of sequences going in that direction. He's got a little wry smile on his face, a little touch of the cloth. Wearing all black, a Thundercats t-shirt I've just noticed. Thunder, thunder, thunder. One of the best shots he's bowled all evening. 4 down. There's an angle here on the kingpin. He's missed it. Come on, Matthew. Redemption beckons. Yes. Take the 7. Take the 7. Well done, Lino.
This is a very annoying game.
What, this one in particular or Skittles in general?
Skittles in general.
Well, thank goodness you didn't continue your sequence. That's the main thing. So,
Sit down, Alan's at the bar.
come and sit down. Bestsellers only 1 point. Thank you. Tony's now up. He's got he's come good after his first leg 3. 2 8s on the trot. Plus, of course, his A another was a little blip, but it doesn't count against him. That's fine.
He's got 5 good Skittles to aim at here.
Now then,
Has he got anything? No.
only 4 for Tony. He'll be disappointed, I think. He's yo-yoing a little bit there. Now then, a little chink of light here for Lads Night Out. Ben, 5 and a 6. Great start for him, considering we haven't seen him only about maybe 3 or 4 times this whole season. Yeah. The 2 was disappointing.
I didn't witness the 2. I was at the jukebox.
That's a better delivery.
It's going down. Oh, yeah. Oh.
Unlucky
Could've been
not
a
to
3.
squeak a 3, yeah. Now then.
Missed with that one.
Now, what he did last time was he overcorrected. He did what we call a Brett, and he overcorrected.
You're better off actually changing your position.
He's gone the other way now and
on the alley.
undercorrected, yeah.
Was that a 2?
That was a 2. Another 2.
Is that yours?
Yes.
We might have to rattle a tin of shame.
We can't mix glasses.
So,
Struggling again a little bit.
after 2 have thrown in leg 4, Lads Night Out, 9 pins. Bestsellers 2, 12. Here's Alex.
We're not miles away, but obviously this is where fatigue may begin to set in for the bestsellers too, isn't it? Because all of them, most of them have had an extra go, haven't they? They've had the extra go, Newts, and you know, I don't know what their fitness levels are like, but as we know, you've got to be absolutely, got to really look after yourself in a tidy fashion, haven't you? So
Now I think Alex will be very disappointed to break her run of 6s with a 4 there. That's a...
Go and help Alex. You're going down there for Bright, aren't you?
well done.
Well, there's a lot of doom bar keeps being delivered, isn't it? I mean, it's not tasting any better. No matter how much of this.
Yeah, but I'm caring less.
Yeah, maybe that's it. Come on, Albert.
So,
Goodness, my friend.
young Albert needs to bounce back from that one. He needs to park that. Great first ball. Great first ball. Always pleasing to hit 5 with 1. And there's nice angles here. He's got 2. He's got 2. Now then, this puts on a lovely clearance
He's
opportunity.
actually got us up to parity right now. Oh, he's not found.
Never mind.
Well played, my friend.
Great comeback from a 1 scored in the beer leg. Superb. Well done, Albert. For a young man, you see, he didn't let that rattle him.
I mean, he's been very solid for us this term, Newts. I think if you look at his stats, he's been a very solid citizen for the LNO. So
We
it's
probably
pleasing.
need to dissuade him from going on to university,
Well,
and maybe to just
got another year here, hasn't he, for his A levels? So I think
yeah, but maybe we need to encourage him to do more Skittles and fail them so that he ends up staying with us.
I mean, from what I know of young Hansel, is the likelihood of failure is slim to none. So I'm going to put it out there.
So, Rob Wadsworth, the bestsellers. Now then, yes,
I'll be happy with that.
but he did that on his last one and then came good in the second ball.
He normally does, but it's always nice to see a little rattle about the Wadsworth there, isn't it? In his LFC shirt tonight.
They're all now.
And he's been a little bit unfortunate there just to take 3 pins, but these are the ways.
The angles here not favourable for a for an 8.
There's still a 7 in this, isn't there? There's a 7, you'd say, but it's not given.
Oh,
Not a given.
just the 5 scored. Now then, that makes this rather interesting. Is that 21?
21 plays 16. Yes. We were absolutely even, Steve.
So, after 4 have thrown for bestsellers, they're on 21. After 3, Lads Not Out at 16. So Morgan is Tom here. Tom Morgan. Unfortunate with that solid kingpin hit. But he needs to just push through. There's a nice angle on your right, viewer. Our left as we look at it from the alley.
Let's have a look where he's going. It's just at the one. He needs to pull himself across. I'd say Rad from this point, would you?
He's going round.
Yeah. Really tight to the Rad. Hold. And see. That is a great shot.
Very good. Well played. Tom, a solid 3 6s, thrusts in the 7. $23. Lads Night Out have a slim 2-pin lead after 4 have thrown. So, John, the senior Wadsworth. He's wearing his skittling shoes.
How would coronavirus live on ironwood?
What a lovely first strike.
Slightly unfortunate he took out the one.
But there's still a clearance here for 3.
Not clearance in 2. So.
Unlucky. Now then, in reality, he's got to be aiming for the 8.
No, that's a good shot for an 8, isn't it? I mean, especially after you missed that first one.
6 scored. 27.
Really, this is Wadsworth Junior is in the A and other position.
5 pins required from Brian to take a lead, or keep a lead, I should say, keep a lead. 5 required to keep the lead.
Anything more would be
Delightful.
what we expect. I mean, if we look at Brian's patterning tonight, 4-5-6. I mean, there's an obvious way to go, isn't there?
It'd be nice to get a 7.
There's been a lot of 7s in this leg from the LNO.
Ooh, now then. Now that's going to rattle you, even as a seasoned veteran as Brian is. He's got his game face on, but I think he's rattled.
I meant to look.
Okay, that was a good hit. You hit unfortunate not to get maybe one more, but
We're at parity, are we?
we're at parity, and the clustering is favourable.
He's had a couple.
Well played, Brian. That's another 6.
Keeps us to 2 pins ahead. And
2-pin advantage after 5 have thrown for both sides. Now, of course, the bestsellers need to present A another, and it's going to be Rob.
What's occurred?
I believe there's some football watching via mobile devices.
Was it Liverpool Athletic Madrid?
I don't care. So, what can Rob do? Lovely kingpin strike. Very straight.
Yeah, it's one of those where it's absolutely only a 9 here, isn't it? The most he can take out of this is a 9. Needs solid work to get the 9. Easily missed.
It is easily missed. The angles are very tight here. Consolation 7.
Yeah, it's still there, but is he going to take the same shot again? He is.
Unlucky. Unlucky. A 6. So, after everyone's thrown for the bestsellers too, 33 pins. Lads Night Out, 29. 4 for the draw, 5 for the win from the skipper Alan. Now he's come off a 7 and 2 5s, so that will do, but a little bit of pressure here for the left-hander. He's hugging the radiator closely. First delivery. Just the one. A tickler on the outside. He exhales a bit. A little grimace. He's feeling the pressure here. Now then. 4 with 1 ball required for the win. A few shouts have come on Alan from the team, but he's swapped over sides. Only 3 scored. He's very disappointed.
Lads, that is shit.
Oh dear. It's a loss by 1 pin. After 4 and a fine for Alan for the 3, his lowest score of the evening. So after 4 legs, it's 6 points for the bestsellers, 2 points to the lads' night out. Now the lads traditionally either win or lose 6-4. At the moment they can't win 6-4, so They need to take this last leg, and Matt, after that lovely 7, hasn't started as we'd hoped.
I've hardly set the example, have I, Newt? You know,
Not leading by example.
it's just one of those where it's like way up. It's quite average.
Now then, that's a lovely, much better second ball. Lovely sound, which you may not have picked up, viewer, from the end, but it sounded good. 5 scored. 24 pins for Matt in total. That's rather below his par.
He only hit someone with one ball, John.
You might have seen at the top of your shot there, John Wadsworth, the skipper for Bestsellers, coming over just to confirm the score. There's a lot of camaraderie and trust in Skittles. There's no cheating. There's no nonsense, and everyone. If you miss seeing where Skittles are lying behind one another, it's all good. Albert leaping gazelle-like from the riser there into the. Here's this is Norman for lads. Sorry, for Bestsellers. Apart from that first leg 3, has had a very solid evening with 3, 6, then 2 8s. He'd like to finish with another 8, and there's some scope here. I tell you what, he'll take a 7. What a fantastic run! 32 for Norman.
And he's given a little 2.2 pin cushion just
Yeah. Well played, Norman, and after 1 have thrown, it's 7 pins to Bestsellers and 5 to Lads Not Out. As Alan, the Lads Not Out skipper, just said, we've played like a team who deserves to lose. But 8-2, Alan's, the skipper's already calling it as an 8-2 defeat. Now then, Ben might want to have something to say against this. He had 2 2s in a row.
He hit something straight down there. There we go. He's had his 2.
He's got his 2 now, so he's got 2 more balls to increase.
Straight. He just needs a nice straight put delivery here, and that's where it's. I mean, he's gone the other side. He's had 3. Find that king, my friend.
He's right. Split the difference. Middle for diddle. Oh, he's missed. 3 scored. 18 for Ben. He'll be disappointed with 3 fines, but it's been a long time since he's thrown a ball in anger.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know when he last had a game. I'd say it's going to be
2019.
I think it probably is 19, not 20. Yeah. So, considering he lives one of the closest to the alley, really. I mean, it's
what's his excuse?
I'm yet to know.
Tony now for Bestsellers.
He's only here for the beer.
Yes, Tony for Bestsellers. An unfortunate first ball, lovely second ball pickup. He's coming off a disappointing 4. What can he do? Oh, that's a lovely 7. Well played, Tony. Nice way to finish. 3, 8, 8, 4, and 7. The 30, the skittling par score.
The pin count's absolutely crushing in this game.
Yeah, as Alan has said, the pin count against Lads Night Out is huge.
So that is 20, we're 27 pins behind.
So, 6 pins behind Lads Night Out after 2 have thrown. Here comes young Albert. Lovely first ball. Kingpin is still available. Nice angle. What can he do with it? Second ball.
He's got a lot of work to do to get up into the area he wants to be scoring, I know. Oh,
that is unfortunate not to take at least 1 more with it. Now then. He's staying close to the radiator end.
It's a great shot.
Yeah, well played, Albert. Lovely to finish. Double 7. 26 scored.
Considering a 1 and a 5, you'd be happy with that.
26 pins with a 1 in your score is not to be sniffed at. And that one was, definitely against the run of his game. I think he can be, once again, the youngest member of the squad can be very pleased.
Average, but I think he should be content with that, really. And particularly the end. You always like to finish well in this game, don't you? But
now,
is it enough, Newts, to pull us back?
We'll see, because next up it's Alex for bestsellers, who's coming.
I've not seen any fatigue from
Alex is coming up from a 3 6s and a 4, and she'll be looking to make amends for that 4. Very much against the run of the play.
She'll be getting an 8. Is that what you're predicting? Or just
7 I'm predicting.
It's a good shout. It's 5 down.
I'm still predicting a 7.
Still 2 there. Hit the king, 7 or 8. It's a 6.
It's a 6 again. Very consistent for Alex. 28 scored. A lovely score, 28. Always has a nice ring to it, 28.
We're at 20 pins, both 15, aren't we? We're once again in a world of hurt in this game.
So, after 3 have thrown for both, the pin count is 20 to the bestsellers, 15 to Lads Night Out. Tom Morgan up next, the most consistent player for Lads Night Out, 6, 6, 6, 7. He wants an 8 or a 9. He wants it. You can tell in his eyes. Going to struggle to get it after that one, but then he has been the king of the second ball pickup this game.
I still think Tom's got a 6 here. I'm going to say that.
Yeah, he hasn't done a second ball pickup there. Oh, that was close. 5 scored, and he's a little bit disappointed in himself. 30 scored. 30 scored. So far of the 4 players who've completed their legs in Lads Night Out, he's 4 pins ahead of the next highest. So Rob Wadsworth is next. So it's 20 pins to Lads Night Out after 4 have thrown. And it's 20 pins to the bestsellers after 3. So Rob is basically, whatever he gets is the lead. So with his first ball, he gives him a lead of 4.
To that side of the alley. I always take this from the other side.
I was worried he'd be discombobulated by his very short haircut this evening. He seems to be extra clipped.
Yeah. He's definitely gone. I'm going to say a number 2 at best all over, isn't he?
Unlucky. The angle is not quite. But a 7, you can't knock that. That's a very, very solid 32 pins for the match.
Equaling Norman's efforts, though. That's interesting.
To be fair, so far after 4 have thrown, the bestsellers have 3 of their 4 over 30.
Yeah. That's why
30 or more.
If we get anything out of this game, I'll be surprised.
So
anything more, that is new. Yeah. We deserve nothing more.
Now, see, Brian being distracted by football. No one's taking it seriously this evening. That's a worry.
Well, it's the end. We are at the end of the season.
Maybe they've thrown it away. Mentally, Brian's given the game away.
We're neither in relegation trouble nor promotion, nor are we going to be up anywhere near the title. So I get maybe towels on the beach situation is what we're looking at here with the Ellen.
There's
a lot of them here
4
just
pins
hanging about, aren't there? They should be in training, surely.
It was a good start with 4, but sadly the second ball wide.
Very few of us have managed to deliver 3 balls on the alley with any decency tonight, have we? I think we might do 1 decent ball in every 3. That's what we've seen. So Brian's been a little bit unlucky there, but 2 misses of the same, you can always go.
I disagree. I don't think Brian was in the moment there. I think he was.
No, it's a 25 for Brian. I mean, I can't remember his last sub 30 score.
There's two. Look.
The fans of the lads' night out. I mean, it's been a pretty depressing night, hasn't it?
The whole squad are simply gathered around Brett's small screen to look at some sporting occasion that's not Skittles. They're not in the moment, and it's shown. And it's shown by the results. Whereas our viewer.
I think your match has gone, Simon.
Well, I'm not surprised. Look at the focus from Lads Night Out and compare it to the Bestsellers 2. Bestsellers 2. Look at them. The whole team focused on the alley.
They're going for the ties.
Look at Lads Night Out.
They can't get there. Although night 2 win tonight, they'll be all right.
John Wadsworth here with a 6. What a great. He's done the full house. 3 7s, 2 6s, 33. Top scorer of the team. Lovely.
24. So we have 9 pins behind.
So,
I need to get 9 to make him have to go.
yeah. We're 9 pins. That's not out. 9 pins behind after 5 have thrown. Alan requires a spare to make them even kind of come out of bed.
It's not been a good performance from us this evening.
I have to say,
Alan, that was a lovely shot, really, and he only got 3 down with that. Yeah.
although I have to say, as I have to be as a neutral observer here, I have to feel like the lads weren't particularly present.
No, it's been a weird evening actually on that front. There we go. One with his last.
It's almost as if they're taking it as a social occasion.
Yeah. We're not focused enough.
Well, four pins for Alan are fine.
That first ball.
The clatter of punishment. Alan scored 24 pins.
Well done.
He's joint second worst player. 28 pins to 33. John doesn't need to throw as another, but he's going to because he's a pro. What a lovely first ball. Just rubbing it in. Lads Night Out just didn't bring it this evening. They weren't professional. Oh! Well played, another.
Rub it in then, go on.
Lovely to see a spare. That was.
They could win. If he gets a really good spare, they could beat our highest leg at the skills. Really, seems unfair. How did we ever get a 48?
So, now then, one of the most pressured shots in Skittles, the post clearance third ball. What can he do? Well played. 13 spare to finish, which is kind of rubbing it in, but also it's not against the run of play. Another was their top player by 4 pins with 37. What a great performance for that guy. Comprehensive tonking. Best sellers 2. 8. Lads Night Out 2. Pin total, an impressive 192 for the best sellers. Lads Night Out, a rather dismal 147. Very, very good play from the best sellers. They've just cemented their third place. Lads Night Out are in jeopardy of dropping down from 4th to 5th, but they're still going to be mid-table for the league, and perhaps that's what they did. They relaxed into it. They knew that they were not in danger of relegation. Let's have a word with the skipper. Alan, what are your thoughts on that game?
Well, a crushing loss. We were absolutely mullered. I mean, classy from better.
I was just telling the viewer, though, perhaps lads not out because they knew they weren't not going to be relegated, just relaxed into the...
I think we'd always turn up, but I'm not sure we did today. I have to say, I'm not sure we bothered.
I was really disappointed with 26th. Like, actually, coming back from a 1 was not bad, but like second best isn't.
As we mentioned to our viewer, Albert, this was Albert talking, our youngest squad member, to get a 26 with a 1 in your score it's
not bad.
As I say, if that 1 had been akin to a 5 or a 6, which is your average on there, then you'd have been plus 30.
Honestly, don't know what was going on that day.
You and everybody else, you know, we didn't have a single score over 30. Only Tom came with a 30. Everybody else below that.
Yeah, I mean, we're not going to drop down massively. There's like a couple of games left, and it's just the averages that suffer, and that's all that matters.
Well,
really.
I know, but as an impartial observer, it was slightly disappointing to see lads not out. Maybe
focusing
too much on the live sport on the iPhone over there.
I think so too. With such a large crowd, you expect a bit more attention on the game.
I know. Well, what can we say? But thank you, Albert. Well played, and good sticking up. Don't forget to get your cash. Let's go and see if we can have a word with John Wadsworth, skipper. A word for our viewer about your performance there, John. A comprehensive drubbing, I think, is the only word. How do you feel that went?
Very surprised.
Were
Surprised, yes.
Well, after the first leg, maybe, but I mean, after that, it just looked like lads not out decided to go home after the first leg.
It was an enjoyable game.
It was
a very enjoyable game. Very unexpected spare.
Yeah, well, congratulations to A and other. You've got to play that guy again. He's like absolutely stuffed everybody else, but super consistency. If you look down, you know, the lads not out all over the place, and that's what's done you favour. 1 or 2 little blips, but otherwise very consistent.
Very consistent evening.
Well played. Well done. Cemented your 3rd place there. Well, there we go, Skittle fans. Thank you for joining us, all one of you. Got to come and switch the stream off. If you're in the South Oxfordshire area or anywhere in the country where there's Skittles, do consider getting together a bit of a team and having a go. It's a very good social occasion. We're taking the piece slightly with our commentary and making it a bit of a fun thing, but it is fun. And you know, it's not a serious game, but it's a great sport. Very good social account. And even as you can hear in the background, lads not out, still not taking it seriously because they're watching the football, but that's their own fault. We're off to go and have a game of Killer, which we might explain later. Until then, thank you for watching. See you next week when it'll be the last live streamed game of the regular season for Lads Night Out. We're then into the knockouts, knockout cups and playoffs and things, and we may be able to bring you some more of that. But until then, thanks for watching and good night.